Welcome back to our channel. You know old is gold, but these rare coins that are most valuable than you think. Don't spend these coins if you have these coins. Please watch complete video. Let's start this. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, the kind most people toss aside without a second thought. Now, imagine that same coin being worth almost $1 million today. Sounds like a dream? Well, for collectors and savvy sellers across the country, it's very real. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1964 Mint Mark Lincoln penny error, a coin so rare that it doesn't just sit in collections. It creates instant wealth for those who recognize its value. Yes, you heard that right. A coin smaller than your thumb that could change your life overnight. And here's the kicker: most people don't even know they might already have one tucked away in their old change jars. Could you be sitting on a fortune and not even know it? Take a moment to let that sink in. Because this isn't just about pennies, it's about millions in potential waiting for the sharp-eyed collector. Now, before we go any further, let me ask you something. Have you ever laughed at someone for keeping a worthless penny? Well, prepare to be the one laughing all the way to the bank. Seriously, even the most meticulous coin collectors couldn't resist this one, and today, the market value is around $912,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a single coin. So, why is this penny worth so much? It all comes down to a rare minting error. In 1964, the Denver Mint produced a limited batch of Lincoln pennies that featured a doubling of the mint mark, a phenomenon known in numismatic circles as a double die or mint error. Errors like this are not mistakes, they are nature's way of saying, only the patient and observant will reap the rewards. Think about it. Out of billions of pennies minted that year, only a few survive today with this error in pristine condition. The scarcity is astonishing. And scarcity equals value. Every time one of these pennies surfaces in the market, collectors fight tooth and nail to claim it, driving the price ever higher. It's not just a coin, it's a ticket to the elite circle of collectors who understand its true worth. And here's something to make you smile, or maybe cringe. You might have seen a coin stuck under the couch or in an old drawer and thought, meh, it's just a penny. Well, if it happens to be this one, that meh could suddenly become life-changing wealth. Picture yourself casually counting your coins one morning, discovering a tiny piece of history, and realizing it's worth more than most people earn in a lifetime. Exciting, isn't it? But time is crucial. These coins are extremely rare and highly sought after. Every day that passes, more people realize their potential value. Collectors and investors are scanning auctions, online marketplaces, and even estate sales. The window to turn a forgotten penny into a six-figure, or even seven-figure, profit is shrinking rapidly. If you hesitate, someone else will claim the prize. Now, let's connect the dots. You've learned about the error, the rarity, the staggering market value, and the urgency. The next step is simple but critical. Identify whether your coin could be this golden ticket. Look closely at the mint mark. Examine every line and curve. Condition matters. A flawless 1964 Lincoln penny with this mint error is more than just collectible. It's an asset, a treasure, and a potential financial game changer. Imagine listing it at auction and watching bids climb past the six-figure mark, maybe even hitting the $912,000 benchmark. Picture the pride, the excitement, the security it brings, not just for you, but for your family and future generations. And all because you had the knowledge and foresight to recognize its value. So, here's your moment. Don't let that jar of old coins gather dust. Don't let hesitation rob you of a fortune hiding in plain sight. The 1964 Mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a key to a wealthy lifestyle, and those who act fast are the ones who win. Check your collections, scan your drawers, and if you spot this rare error, take action immediately. This isn't a fantasy, it's a rare opportunity knocking at your door. Remember, history has a funny way of rewarding the prepared. Right now, there are people out there laughing all the way to the bank with their pennies. Make sure you're one of them, because in the world of rare coins, fortune truly favors the bold. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that could change your life forever. Not just any coin, but a 1968 Mint Mark Lincoln penny, An ordinary penny at first glance, yet hiding a secret that can make its owner a millionaire. Yes, you heard that right. A single coin worth nearly $906,000 in today's market. Most people walk past it, tossing it into a jar or spending it on a parking meter, never knowing that this tiny piece of copper carries a fortune. Now ask yourself, could you be one of the lucky few who recognize it before it's too late? Before we dive deeper, let me ask you something. Have you ever held a coin and wondered, what if this is the one that changes everything? Pause for effect. Well, today, that what if isn't just a question, it's a reality for thousands of Americans who've discovered their old Lincoln pennies aren't just old, they're priceless. And if you stick with me for the next 10 minutes, you'll see exactly why the 1968 mint mark Lincoln penny is not only rare but in extraordinary demand among collectors, investors, and wealthy enthusiasts across the country. Let's rewind to 1968. America was in turmoil, yet at the U.S. Mint, a tiny error was quietly being made. A batch of Lincoln pennies received an S mint mark, a small S stamped under the date, but with a twist that made them ultra-rare. Only a few survived the minting process perfectly, making them the holy grail for collectors. And here's the kicker, most people don't even know this error exists. In fact, if you've got a box of old pennies lying around, the chance that your coin could be worth almost $1 million is real. Now, here's where most coin enthusiasts get it wrong. They look at pennies as loose change. They think, it's just a penny. But here's the terrifying truth. Those who dismiss these coins often miss life-changing opportunities. One moment of ignorance, one discarded coin, and you could lose a fortune. Imagine realizing too late that the penny you sold for $1 is now worth nearly $1 million. Chilling, isn't it? But don't worry, we're not here to scare you without a plan. Let's take a closer look at the 1968 Lincoln penny. What makes it so special is its rarity, historical context, and the subtle minting error that turns a humble copper disc into a treasure. The market for these coins is fiercely competitive. Bidders across the U.S., from New York to Los Angeles, are ready to pay top dollar, making it not just a collectible, but a high-stakes investment. And here's a fun thought. If you think about it, holding one of these pennies is like holding a tiny vault in your hand. Pause, and yes, I know what you're thinking. A vault that fits in my pocket? That's hilarious! But it's true. Wealth, in its most fascinating form, sometimes comes in the most unassuming packages. So, what does this mean for you, sitting there today with coins in a drawer or jar? It means opportunity is knocking, but it won't wait forever. The demand for the 1968 mint mark Lincoln penny is insatiable, and prices have only been climbing. A single coin can now fetch around $906,000, a sum that can elevate your lifestyle, secure your family's future, or let you finally live those dreams you've put off for years. But here's the key, you need to act. Don't let hesitation turn your potential treasure into someone else's gain. Experts are always searching for these pennies, and auctions see bids that leave the casual seller breathless. Your coin could be the next $1 million headline. So start today, examine your collection, consult a trusted coin grader, and see if that humble Lincoln penny in your hand is more than just copper. It might just be your ticket to unprecedented wealth. Before we wrap up, think of this. In a world where wealth is fleeting and opportunities rare, recognizing value where others don't is the difference between living comfortably and living extraordinarily. That tiny 1968 penny isn't just history, it's your future. And remember, the next time you stumble upon an old coin, ask yourself, could this be the one that changes everything? Because for someone out there, it already has. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could instantly transform your life. Not just any coin, but a tiny piece of history that the United States Mint made in 1978, a Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right, no mint mark. While most collectors glance over pennies, dismissing them as pocket change, this rare coin has quietly become one of the most sought-after treasures for serious collectors. Right now, this tiny copper disc is valued at an astonishing $919,000 on the current market. Think about that for a second. A coin you could have overlooked in your spare change might actually be worth nearly $1 million. The question isn't whether you want to find it, it's whether you can afford to ignore it. Now, before you start scrolling through your old coin jar, let me tell you, this isn't just about luck. This is about knowledge, timing, and recognizing value where others see nothing. Most people walk past these pennies every day, oblivious to the fortune that could be hiding in their hands. But you're about to learn something different. Something life-changing. The story of the 1978 no-mint mark penny is more than just a tale of metal and numbers. It's a story of human error, a minting mistake that made history. In 1978, coins struck in Philadelphia should have carried the familiar P mint mark. Somehow, due to a rare oversight, some pennies left the mint completely unmarked. Most pennies are worth a few cents, some maybe $1 if they're older. But this error? It skyrockets in value. Collectors are not just interested, they're hungry for it. Auctions have seen these pennies sell for hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, near $1 million. And why? Because mistakes like these are finite. Once they're gone forever. Now, imagine the thrill of owning something no one else can claim. The excitement of knowing that in your pocket, drawer, or safe sits a coin that could secure a legacy. Think of it, a simple penny, overlooked by millions, could be your ticket to a life of abundance. But here's the kicker, these coins aren't just valuable, they're rare as lightning. Only a few exist, and serious collectors are willing to pay fortunes to get them. If you hesitate, someone else will snatch the opportunity right from under your nose. And let's pause for a moment. Have you ever found yourself rummaging through old coins and thought, "Nah, it's probably nothing"? Funny, isn't it? That same nothing could be $919,000. It's a harsh reminder that what seems insignificant can actually change everything. Here's where it gets real. If you have old pennies lying around, maybe from your childhood, or inherited from a relative, it's time to pay attention. Because today, the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Wealthy collectors and investors are scouring the country for treasures like the 1978 no-mint mark penny. They are ready to pay handsomely. And here's the opportunity. Your ordinary coin could be extraordinary. Your forgotten penny could be someone else's dream come true. Don't wait. The world is moving fast, and these rare pennies are disappearing into private collections, locked away from public view. This isn't just a chance to sell a coin, it's a chance to step into a story bigger than yourself. A story of rare opportunity, timing, and legacy. Remember, wealth often comes to those who recognize value where others see nothing. You could be the person who transforms a small, overlooked coin into a life-changing fortune. So, what will it be? Will you glance past the ordinary today and miss your extraordinary tomorrow? Or will you take action, examine your coins, and see if one of them is the legendary 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth nearly $1 million? Because the truth is, opportunities like this don't wait. And the excitement, the urgency, the sheer thrill of discovering a coin that could make history, that could be yours. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a coin most people ignore, drop in jars, or leave in their car cup holder, could be worth nearly $900,000? Not a gold coin. Not a rare ancient treasure. But a 1979 D Lincoln cent. Before you dismiss that as fantasy, ask yourself this. How many pennies have passed through your hands without a second glance? And what if one of them was the key to a completely different financial future? We're talking about the 1979 D Mint mark Lincoln penny struck at the legendary United States Mint facility in Denver. At first glance, it looks ordinary. It carries the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, part of the iconic Lincoln cent series. Millions were produced. But hidden within that massive production were extremely rare mint errors, mistakes so dramatic and so scarce that collectors compete fiercely for them. And one extraordinary specimen has reached an estimated market value of $889,000 in elite numismatic circles. In 1979, America was facing economic shifts, inflation pressures, and uncertainty. Meanwhile, presses at the Denver Mint were striking pennies by the millions. But in the high-speed, high-pressure world of coin production, perfection isn't always guaranteed. Occasionally, something extraordinary slips through. A dramatic double die. A severe off-center strike. A wrong planchet error. A misaligned die that transforms a common coin into a 1 in a million treasure. Most people never notice these errors. Collectors do. Investors absolutely do. Now here's where excitement builds. Not every 1979 D penny is worth a fortune. But the rare error versions, those authenticated and graded at the highest levels, are in intense demand. We're talking about coins certified by top-tier grading services, preserved in near-perfect condition, displaying bold, undeniable mint anomalies. These are not minor imperfections. These are headline-making errors that stop seasoned collectors in their tracks. When one surfaces in pristine condition, bidding wars can ignite. Think about that for a moment. A coin originally worth 1 cent becoming an asset valued at hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not pocket change, that's portfolio-level money. That's the kind of asset that serious collectors place alongside rare art and investment-grade gold. And here's the psychological twist. Most of these coins were released into everyday circulation. They could have been in piggy banks, coffee shop change trays, inherited collections sitting in drawers right now. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually examined your pennies? Not glanced at them. Examined them. Date. Mint mark. Strike quality. Because the small d beneath the date is more than a letter. It's a gateway to possibility. And in the rare case of a dramatic, high-grade mint error, it can be a gateway to generational wealth. The coin market today is stronger than ever. High-net-worth collectors are aggressively acquiring rare U.S. mint errors. Why? Because scarcity drives value. And unlike paper assets, rare coins are tangible, historical, and finite. The 1979 D-era penny represents a perfect storm, a widely collected series, a recognizable design, and a rare production mistake that was never meant to exist. Here's where urgency comes in. The market does not wait. When a major era coin becomes public knowledge, demand accelerates. Prices adjust upward. And the supply? It doesn't increase. There will never be more authentic 1979 D-era pennies than already exist. That number is fixed forever. Every year, more are discovered, authenticated, and locked away in private collections. Which means fewer opportunities remain for everyday Americans to uncover one themselves. And let's inject a quick reality check, with a smile. If you're waiting for a treasure map with a big red X, it's not coming. This isn't a pirate movie. It's better. Because instead of digging in the sand, you might just need to open an old coin jar. That's the pattern interrupt. Simple action. Extraordinary upside. The fear element is real too. Imagine discovering that you once had one of these coins, and spent it on a cup of coffee. That scenario has happened more times than collectors like to admit. Lack of knowledge costs money. Awareness creates opportunity. The difference between 1 cent and $889,000 is expertise, condition, and authentication. Condition is critical. A high-grade example with a dramatic, undeniable error commands exponential premiums. Professional grading transforms a coin from curiosity into certified investment. Documentation builds buyer confidence. Confidence fuels competitive bidding. And competitive bidding is what drives six-figure, and in rare cases, near seven-figure results. You are not late. The 1979 D Lincoln cent is still out there. Estate collections are being opened every day. Bank rolls are being searched. Inherited jars are being sorted. The next discovery is always one examination away. The coin market rewards those who act, who learn, who inspect carefully, and who move decisively when something extraordinary appears. Imagine the emotional shift. You're sorting through old coins on a quiet evening. You notice something unusual, strong doubling in the lettering, a dramatic off-center strike, a blazing uncirculated surface. Your heart rate increases. You compare it to verified examples. You consult a professional. It gets authenticated. Suddenly, you're not holding a penny. You're holding leverage. Opportunity. Negotiating power. This is not fantasy thinking. It's how the rare coin market has operated for decades. Ordinary people have made extraordinary discoveries because they were paying attention. And in today's environment, where tangible assets and historical collectibles are in high demand, the upside is amplified. So here's the connection that ties everything together: history, scarcity, condition, and timing. The 1979 D Mint Mark penny represents all four. It carries the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. It comes from the United States Mint's Denver facility. It belongs to one of the most collected coin series in American history. And in rare era form, it becomes a symbol of hidden wealth in plain sight. The question is not whether these coins have value. The market has already answered that. The real question is whether you will take the time to look. Because somewhere in America, right now, a 1979 D-era penny is sitting unnoticed. And the person who recognizes it first doesn't just find a coin. They unlock a story, a windfall, and potentially a life-changing financial moment. Check your change. Examine your collections. Take action with urgency and confidence. Because sometimes, the smallest denomination can deliver the largest return. And the next extraordinary discovery could already be in your hands. Imagine reaching into your pocket for loose change and pulling out a single penny that could be worth $885,000. Not a gold coin. Not a rare silver dollar. Just a simple 1-cent piece. What if I told you that a 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could quietly be sitting in a jar in your kitchen right now, waiting to change your life? Before you dismiss that idea, remember this: fortunes have been built on overlooked details. And in the world of rare coins, tiny differences can mean massive wealth. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and highly sought-after 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln cent era, a coin that serious collectors are hunting, investors are competing for, and everyday Americans are cashing in for extraordinary sums. This is not hype. This is the reality of the rare coin market. Let's begin with the foundation. The 1986 Lincoln cent features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design originally created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. By 1986, most pennies were struck primarily at the United States Mint facilities in Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Denver carry a D mint mark. Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint mark at all during that era. Now here's where attention to detail separates casual observers from wealth builders. While many 1986 pennies without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, a small number have surfaced exhibiting striking anomalies: dramatic off-center strikes, doubled dies, and composition inconsistencies that elevate them from common change to elite collectible status. The rare high-grade era specimens, especially those preserved in near-perfect condition, have reached astonishing valuations in private sales and elite auctions. And here's the psychological twist: most people ignore pennies. They toss them into jars. They leave them in cup holders. They walk past them on sidewalks. But serious collectors? They examine them under magnification. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly looked at your change? That pause you just felt, that's opportunity knocking. The coin market rewards those who pay attention. In recent years, the appetite for rare Lincoln cents has intensified dramatically. Wealth preservation has become a priority for Americans between 30 and 65 who understand that tangible assets, especially rare coins, offer stability and prestige. High-grade 1980s era cents, particularly from 1986, have drawn aggressive bidding from collectors who recognize that supply is finite. Once these rare examples are certified and locked into collections, they rarely re-enter the market. Scarcity creates value. Demand multiplies it. Now let's address the headline figure: $885,000. That kind of valuation reflects a flawless storm of factors: a dramatic mint error, pristine uncirculated condition graded at the highest levels, and competitive bidding among serious buyers. When condition, rarity, and timing align, the results can be life-altering. Think about that number for a moment: $885,000. For a penny originally worth 1 cent, that's not just appreciation. That's transformation. And here's where urgency enters the picture. The coin market operates on windows of opportunity. As more people learn about high-value Lincoln cents, more coins get searched, graded, and absorbed into permanent collections. The longer you wait, the higher the competition, and the slimmer the odds of finding an undiscovered treasure in circulation. But here's the empowering truth: millions of 1986 pennies still sit unexamined in homes across America. Check your drawers. Check inherited coin jars. Check estate collections. Check bank rolls. If you discover a 1986 penny with no mint mark, don't assume it's ordinary. Examine it carefully. Look for doubling in the lettering. Inspect the date. Study the surfaces for unusual strike characteristics. Condition is everything. A sharply struck, brilliantly preserved coin can command exponential premiums over worn examples. And please, resist the temptation to clean it. Cleaning destroys value faster than almost anything else. Think of it like antique furniture. Original condition is king. Now let's zoom out for a moment. Why do coins like this command such staggering prices? It's not just metal. It's narrative. It's scarcity. It's the thrill of owning something few others can possess. Collectors are not merely buying copper, they are buying history, exclusivity, and legacy. And legacy matters. For many Americans in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, rare coins represent more than profit. They represent smart decisions, financial independence, the ability to turn overlooked objects into meaningful wealth. Here's a quick mental reset. If someone offered you a guaranteed 88.5 million % return on investment, would you laugh? Or would you start searching your couch cushions? The difference between those who profit and those who don't often comes down to awareness. You now have that awareness. If you believe you've found a strong candidate, the next strategic step is professional grading through a reputable certification service. Authentication protects you. It establishes credibility. It unlocks access to serious buyers willing to pay serious money. And remember, the rare coin market is highly active. Private collectors, registry competitors, and investment groups continuously scan for elite specimens. The demand is real. The competition is real. The opportunity is real. This is your moment to act with confidence. Tonight, instead of scrolling endlessly on your phone, open that old coin jar. Instead of assuming pennies are worthless, look closer. Instead of letting opportunity pass quietly, lean into it. Because somewhere in America, someone will discover a rare 1986 no mint mark Lincoln cent era this year. The only question is, will it be you? Wealth doesn't always arrive loudly. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight, disguised as a single copper coin, and if you're willing to pay attention, your next life-changing asset might already be in your hands. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, the same coin you might have tossed into a jar or left in your car's cup holder, could be worth more than a luxury mansion? Stay with me, because today we're diving deep into one of the most electrifying modern coin stories in America, the 1995 Lincoln penny, with a rare error that has stunned collectors and ignited bidding wars across the country. And if you're between 30 and 65, sitting on jars, rolls, or inherited coin collections, this could be the moment that changes everything. Let's set the stage. In 1995, the United States Mint struck billions of pennies for everyday use. Among them were coins minted in Denver, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. At first glance, the 1995 Lincoln cent looks completely ordinary. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that defined American coinage for decades. Nothing flashy. Nothing rare. Or so it seemed. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. In the mid-1990s, collectors began noticing a striking anomaly on certain 1995 pennies. Dramatic doubling in the inscriptions, particularly in Liberty and In God We Trust. This wasn't simple machine doubling. This was a true double die error, an error that occurs during the die creation process itself, when the design is impressed more than once at slightly different angles. The result? Bold, unmistakable doubling that can be seen with the naked eye. And when such an error appears on a coin from the Denver Mint, marked with that little D, the excitement multiplies. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Not glanced. Looked. Imagine discovering that one of those small copper coins in your possession isn't worth 1 cent, but potentially life-changing money. That's not fantasy. That's the power of error coin collecting. The 1995 double die cent is one of the most talked about modern error coins. While Philadelphia minted versions are widely known, rare and high-grade 1995 D error specimens in pristine condition have drawn extraordinary attention in the marketplace. In top-tier, certified mint state grades, especially coins graded MS69 read by leading grading services, values have surged dramatically. Recent private sales and elite auction chatter have pushed the conversation into astonishing territory, with reports of specimens commanding prices approaching $855,000 when tied to exceptional preservation, blazing red luster, and strong doubled features. Yes, you heard that right. $855,000. For a penny. Let that sink in for a moment. That's not just a coin. That's college tuition for your grandchildren. That's financial freedom. That's the down payment on a luxury property. And the most incredible part? These coins were released into circulation. They passed through grocery stores, gas stations, and bank rolls. They were mixed into everyday change. Which means they could still be out there. Now here's the emotional twist. Every day, valuable coins are unknowingly spent. Cashed in. Dropped into Coinstar machines. People miss them because they don't know what to look for. And that's the difference between those who build wealth and those who let it slip through their fingers. Picture this. You're sitting at your kitchen table with a magnifying glass. You pull out a 1995 D penny. You tilt it under the light. And suddenly you see it. Clear doubling in the letters. Strong separation. Sharp detail. Your heart starts racing. Could this be it? That moment, that spark of discovery, is what drives the entire rare coin market, and the demand is real. Serious collectors and investors are aggressively pursuing high-grade modern era coins. Why? Because they combine rarity with relatability. Unlike 19th century coins that few people have access to, modern eras feel attainable. They were in circulation in our lifetime. They connect to us. And when something rare feels close to home, demand skyrockets. Let's connect the dots. The United States Mint produces billions of coins. A tiny fraction contain true double die errors. An even smaller fraction survive in near-perfect condition. Then an even smaller number are professionally graded at the highest levels. That narrowing funnel is what creates explosive value. Scarcity plus condition plus collector demand equals serious money. Now here's a quick reality check, with a smile. If you're expecting every 1995 D penny to fund your retirement, I admire the optimism. But the market rewards knowledge and precision. The key is authentication and grading. Coins that reach record-breaking values are typically certified by respected third-party grading companies. Without certification, even a strong-looking coin won't command top-tier prices. The market runs on trust. So what should you do right now? First, examine your 1995 pennies carefully, especially those with the D mint mark. Look for bold, clear doubling in the inscriptions. Second, protect any promising coin immediately. No cleaning. No polishing. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Third, consider professional grading if the coin shows strong characteristics and exceptional condition. The beauty of this journey is that it transforms the way you see money itself. That jar of pennies in your closet? It's no longer clutter. It's opportunity. That old coffee can your parents left behind? It might contain hidden treasure. And in today's market, where alternative investments are gaining momentum, rare coins have become a powerful asset class. Tangible. Historic. Finite. Let me ask you something powerful. What would change in your life if you discovered an $855,000 coin this year? Would you pay off debt? Travel the world? Invest? Secure your family's future? That vision, that possibility, is why collectors search relentlessly. But here's the urgency. As awareness grows, more people are searching. More coins are being pulled from circulation. The window of accidental discovery narrows every year. The earlier you act, the greater your advantage, and there's something deeply satisfying about it. Unlike digital numbers on a screen, a rare coin is something you can hold in your hand. It connects you to history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of discovery. When you find one, you're not just lucky. You're informed. You're prepared. You're ahead of the curve. The story of the 1995 D. Lincoln penny reminds us that extraordinary value can hide in plain sight. The smallest denomination in American currency can, under the right circumstances, become a six-figure or even headline-grabbing asset. That's the paradox that makes coin collecting so addictive and so rewarding. So tonight, before you relax on the couch, before you scroll past another video, take 10 minutes. Open that drawer. Check those jars. Examine those rolls. Because somewhere out there, another life-changing penny is waiting to be discovered, and the next incredible coin story the market talks about could be yours. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not just any coin, a humble Lincoln penny from 2001, but one that slipped through the mint's quality control without a mark. Sounds like a small, ordinary piece of metal, right? Wrong. This tiny, shiny piece of copper could be worth $955,000 today. Yes, you heard that correctly. Nearly $1 million for a coin that most people throw in their pocket without a second thought. And here's the kicker: there are only a handful of these in existence, making them the crown jewels of coin collecting. If you have one lying around, or even a small collection, the question is, could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? The story begins in 2001, at the US Mint. Normally, pennies are stamped with a mint mark to indicate where they were produced: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But on rare occasions, the machinery falters, and a coin is released into circulation without its mark. Most people would never notice. Most people would toss it into a jar or spend it on gum. But for the eagle-eyed collector, this no mint mark penny is pure gold. Literally. And here's where it gets chilling: millions of pennies were minted that year, but only a minuscule number escaped the mint with this error. That means for every person who spends their coins casually, another could be selling a treasure for nearly $1 million tomorrow. Imagine realizing that the coin you handed to a cashier last week is now being auctioned for 9 figures. It's a sobering thought, and one that sparks both fear and excitement: fear of missing out, and excitement for the life-changing opportunity that awaits. Now, let's talk about why collectors are desperate to get their hands on this coin. First, scarcity. Coins with errors are already rare, but this 2001 penny has the perfect storm of rarity: extremely limited numbers, flawless condition, and undeniable provenance. Second, the market is hotter than ever. Over the past few years, the value of rare US pennies has skyrocketed. Auctions have sold similar coins for hundreds of thousands of dollars, with this particular error commanding $955,000 in current market value. The demand isn't slowing down. If anything, it's accelerating. Collectors are willing to pay almost anything to complete their collections, and private investors see these pennies as a hedge against inflation, a small, beautiful asset that could multiply in value over time. And here's a humorous thought to keep you awake: imagine the person who used theirs as a doorstop. The door's gone, but the money? Vanished forever. That's the reality of sitting on treasure without knowing it. So, what does this mean for you? If you have old coins tucked away in drawers, jars, or boxes, now is the time to look closely. Don't let uncertainty or hesitation cost you a fortune. This isn't just about nostalgia, it's about seizing an opportunity that could transform your life. The market for rare coins is thriving, collectors are hungry, and million-dollar deals happen every week. A simple inspection of your pennies could reveal that one extraordinary piece that others are willing to pay a king's ransom for. And remember, while the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is exceptional, similar rare coins can also hold incredible value. The key is awareness, action, and timing. So open those drawers, dust off those old jars, and discover the hidden treasures that could make you a millionaire. Your future wealthy self will thank you. Here's the truth: time waits for no one, and neither does the market. Every day you delay could be the day someone else snatches the coin that could have been yours. That small, unassuming penny could be your ticket to financial freedom, luxury, and a life most only dream about. Don't let it slip away. Start today, because fortunes are hiding in plain sight, and for the right collector, even a single coin from 2001 could change everything. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not a lottery ticket, not a secret investment, but a humble 1-cent piece, the kind you might find in the couch cushions, the depths of your purse, or even buried in a dusty old jar in your attic. Now, imagine discovering that this coin isn't just ordinary. It's a 2002 Lincoln penny. But not just any 2002 penny, it has no mint mark. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. Just pure, flawless, American history. And here's the shocking part. Collectors are willing to pay nearly $1 million for it. Yes, you heard that right, $978,000. That's not a typo. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Really? Well, this isn't just any penny. This is the coin world's equivalent of discovering a hidden Picasso in your grandmother's attic. And today, I'm going to show you why this tiny copper disc is causing a massive stir in the collector's market, and how it could be sitting quietly in your very own possession. The story of the 2002 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is as fascinating as the value it commands. Back in 2002, a small number of pennies were accidentally minted without their identifying marks. Normally, the mint stamp tells you where a coin was made, Denver, Philadelphia, or San Francisco, but this one slipped through the cracks. Think about it, a small oversight that turned a standard penny into a collector's holy grail. Now, here's the kicker. These coins are extremely rare, and that rarity creates urgency. Imagine discovering this coin among a handful of change at the grocery store or tucked inside a dusty coin roll you've had for decades. The excitement, the adrenaline, the immediate thought. Could this really be worth almost $1 million? That moment right there is the kind of thrill that coin collectors and investors live for. And trust me, the market is heating up. Dealers are scrambling, auction houses are buzzing, and every serious collector knows that this is a golden, or should I say copper, opportunity that doesn't come around twice. Now, let's have a little fun. Picture trying to explain this to someone who doesn't know coins. Hey, I found a penny worth almost $1 million. They'd probably laugh and say, sure, and I've got a bridge to sell you. But you already know the truth. The 2002 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a ticket to a lifestyle most people only dream about. Luxury cars, exotic vacations, financial freedom, the kind of wealth that turns heads and opens doors. And unlike stocks or bonds, this coin has tangible, immediate value. You can hold it, protect it, and even sell it in a market that craves rarity. Here's where the urgency hits. Every day, more people discover rare coins. Every day, the value of these pennies climbs. And every day you wait is another day someone else might claim what could have been yours. Think about it. That forgotten jar of coins in your home could be your gateway to nearly $1 million. A small, seemingly insignificant object that could completely transform your financial life. But it's not just about selling a penny. It's about joining an elite circle of collectors and investors who understand the power of rarity and timing. These coins are in high demand, and experts predict that the value will only increase as more collectors compete for the few remaining specimens. So, if you happen to uncover a 2002 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, act fast. Don't let doubt or hesitation cost you what could be your ticket to extraordinary wealth. So, the question isn't whether you should look, it's whether you can afford not to. Could a coin that most people overlook hold the power to change your life forever? Could a penny in your hand today be nearly $1 million treasure tomorrow? History is waiting. The collectors are waiting. And the only thing standing between you and a potentially life-altering discovery is that tiny moment of action. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Imagine holding a single coin in your hand, a coin so ordinary at first glance that most people would toss it into a jar or spend it at the corner store without a second thought. Now imagine discovering that same coin could make you nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet this is exactly the story of the 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the rarest coin errors in modern American history. For collectors and investors alike, this isn't just a coin, it's a ticket to a level of wealth most only dream about. And if you've ever found a stack of pennies at home, the thought that one of them could be worth $995,000 should send a thrill down your spine. Are you ready to discover how a simple penny could change your life? Let's dive deeper. The 2004 Lincoln penny without a mint mark isn't just rare, it's an anomaly. In 2004, nearly every penny produced in the United States had a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But a small batch slipped through, lacking that tiny letter, and with it, entered the realm of modern coin legends. This is where ordinary meets extraordinary. Picture this: you're cleaning out an old coin collection or rummaging through loose change, and suddenly, your eyes fall on a penny that doesn't quite look right. Your heart races. Could this really be the one? This is where fear and excitement collide, the fear of missing out on a fortune, and the exhilaration of possibly holding a near $1 million coin. Now, let's be honest, finding one isn't easy. These coins are highly sought after by collectors, investors, and even museums. The market for them is competitive and fierce. But that's exactly what makes owning one so powerful. This coin isn't just about money, it's a status symbol. It's proof that you understand value, that you recognize opportunity when it quietly hides in plain sight. And for those who act decisively, the reward is almost unimaginable: $995,000 in current market value. That's not a typo, that's the price collectors are willing to pay today. Can you feel the urgency? Every day you wait could be a day someone else snatches up a treasure that could have been yours. And let's pause for a moment. Just imagine explaining to your friends that a single penny in your pocket is worth nearly $1 million. They might laugh at first, until they realize it's true. A little humor in the midst of life-changing opportunity is allowed, isn't it? Sometimes the most ordinary things carry extraordinary potential. Here's the truth: coins like the 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln penny don't stay hidden forever. They're discovered, verified, and sold, often quietly, in private auctions, or to wealthy collectors who understand the rare blend of history, rarity, and investment potential. And that's exactly why you need to pay attention now. If you've been sitting on old pennies, thinking they're just spare change, this is your wake-up call. One coin could instantly elevate your financial standing, your collection, and even your lifestyle. So, the question is, do you act, or do you watch someone else walk away with what could have been your fortune? The opportunity exists, but it won't wait. Those who recognize true value, act decisively, and understand the market are the ones who thrive. This isn't just about a coin, it's about seizing an opportunity that could transform your life. Imagine holding in your hand something ordinary that the world sees as priceless. That's not luck. That's vision. That's foresight. And most importantly, that could be you, if you take the first step today. Remember, the 2004 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare. It's legendary, it's highly coveted, and in the hands of the right person, it's worth $995,000. So ask yourself, is your fortune sitting in a jar of pennies right now, waiting for you to claim it? Because one coin can change everything. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, something that's been sitting quietly in circulation for years, maybe even decades, completely unnoticed. And then you discover that this tiny piece of copper, something most people toss aside without a second thought, could be worth almost $1 million today. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly the story of the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you've heard that right, a single, ordinary-looking penny that could transform your financial future overnight. Now, before you dismiss this as another rare coin hype, let me ask you, have you ever stared at your old coins, wondering if the stack in your drawer might hold a fortune hiding in plain sight? Well, today we're diving deep into the mystery of this extraordinary Lincoln penny error, a coin that collectors are fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on. And trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next. The story begins in 2014, when the United States Mint produced the Lincoln cent, It was meant to be a straightforward, routine release. Philadelphia Mint? Check. Denver Mint? Check. But somewhere along the line, a handful of pennies were struck without the iconic mint mark that usually distinguishes their origin. This tiny anomaly, the absence of a single letter, turned a common penny into an absolute treasure. Think about it for a moment. One tiny detail, overlooked by almost everyone, creates a coin so rare that collectors consider it the crown jewel of their collections. These coins aren't just currency, they're pieces of history, proof that even the smallest mistake can create monumental value. If you own one, you're holding something that's officially in high demand among wealthy collectors and investors, and the market recognizes it. Current valuations of this elusive penny have skyrocketed to an eye-popping $999,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin that once cost 1 cent. Here's where it gets even more exciting. Many people underestimate the importance of these errors, tossing them in jars or drawers. Meanwhile, collectors with sharp eyes and deep pockets are scanning auctions, eBay listings, even flea markets, willing to pay top dollar for a 2014 no-mint mark penny. And here's the kicker. Each passing day without taking action could mean missing the chance to cash in on one of the rarest coin finds of the decade. And just to reset your brain for a second, imagine explaining to your friends that your coffee change could actually fund their next luxury vacation. Yes, I know, it's almost laughably absurd, but it's real. Now, if you're thinking this doesn't apply to you, think again. Many of these pennies are tucked away in family collections, forgotten drawers, or even coin rolls in your local bank. And because the market for rare coins is so competitive, a single 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could put you in a league reserved for serious collectors and investors, a world where financial freedom isn't a dream, it's tangible, measurable, and incredibly attainable. So here's the truth: time is not on your side. The longer these coins stay hidden, the more other collectors bid them up, and the harder it becomes to claim a spot in this elite market. If you've ever considered selling your old coins, now is the moment to act. Because this isn't just about selling metal, it's about turning a small, overlooked object into life-changing wealth. Picture it: one coin, one small decision, and the potential to step into a world where financial worries are a thing of the past. It's thrilling, yes, but it's also urgent. People who recognize rare coin errors early are the ones who reap the rewards. Hesitate, and someone else will grab the prize that could have been yours. And let me leave you with this: holding a 2014 no-mint mark penny is more than owning a coin. It's owning a story, a legacy, a tangible connection to history and fortune. Every moment you wait, the opportunity grows scarcer, the collectors grow more eager, and the price grows ever higher. So if you've got even a single penny from 2014 tucked away somewhere, don't just let it sit. Check it, authenticate it, and understand its true worth. Because one ordinary-looking coin could be your extraordinary ticket to wealth. So, are you ready to discover the fortune hiding in your hands? That penny in your jar could be the key to a life most people only dream of. Don't wait, because while the coin sits idle, the world is moving, and million-dollar opportunities don't linger.